Hello, hello, my name is Craig. I am here as a facilitator for tonight's Qigong class. This is a few minutes before the 6 p.m. start time, so just welcome anyone who is joining in early. Always grateful for people who show up and want to check out this practice. But I'm going to give it a few minutes before I start up this class. And for a quick introduction, Qigong is an energy practice, a mindfulness practice. It's a moving meditation. It's a way to connect with ourselves, connect with our breath, connect with the healing ability within each and every one of us. It's an opportunity to take time from doing to just being, to engaging in an activity that helps us release stress, check in with ourselves, and connect with the present moment. So thanks again for joining, for checking this practice out. I'm going to begin it in a minute because it's 5:59 right now. So always grateful for those who are checking out this practice. And this practice will be about 55 minutes. I begin it with an introduction, then move into aligning the three treasures, which is just a way to prepare our body, our breath, our mind for doing the Qigong practice. And then around, 12 minutes in, start doing some slow, gentle, flowing movements. 4 basic movements, then we move into shaking, also known as spontaneous Qigong. And then after that, that's about the second half of class. That will be around 6:30. We move into some more movements of stretching, tapping, and we'll end the class with some flowing movements and possibly a standing meditation. So thanks to those who have joined. That's the agenda I have for tonight. And I'll begin in just a moment. So thanks again. If you have any questions, much harder for me to get to questions through a tablet. I'll definitely get to questions and feedback easily after class. So always appreciate any thoughts, comments, suggestions. And it's exactly 6 o'clock. So again, for those who are new to this class, this is Qigong, spelled Qigong, pronounced Qigong. This practice originates from China. It's been practiced for thousands of years. This practice helps cultivate our energy, our healing energy, the ability to be present. It's a mindfulness practice. It's a moving meditation. It's a way to de-stress and be in the present moment. So we're going to begin in just a moment. I'm going to start it at 6:01 and 30 seconds to be exact, or for those who are catching this at a later date, it's going to start in 30 seconds. So thanks for joining. Thanks for taking this time for yourself. Always want to remind people that this is your practice. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. You can take breaks. You can modify any movements I'm doing to fit and suit yourself. You can break this practice into, again, bits that work for you. It's a healing practice, which means it helps and works best when you feel relaxed and at ease in how you are doing these movements. There's no performance. You don't have to do exactly everything I'm doing. You can even do this practice seated or even laying down. So it's a practice to do anytime for yourself. So let's begin, and we're going to begin with aligning the 3 treasures. And aligning the 3 treasures being body, breath, and mind, just a way to prepare ourselves for the Qigong practice. As I mentioned before, I'm going to do this practice standing, but you can do this seated or laying down, or whatever works for you, or alternating. Do what you can do what feels good for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my feet together And I would like to mention that I will be mirroring you during this practice. So when I say lift your left hand, I'm going to lift my right hand, but it will be your left hand. When I say lift your right hand, it will be your left hand. I want to make sure this is an easy practice to follow along. So let's begin aligning the three treasures, and let's bring our feet together. That's something you're able to do if you're standing. And let's just take this moment to notice and to orient in this present moment. If you'd like, you can look to your right. And if you're able, looking over your shoulder. Then you can look to your left, looking over your shoulder if you're able. You can look up. You can look down. And you can bring your eyes back to just looking forward. Just taking this time to engage with your environment. Making sure you have enough space for yourself, enough space to bring your hands out, up, in front, toward behind. And also so you can step out if that's something you're planning to do. But bringing yourself and checking in with your environment, this is a good way to tell your body this environment is safe. And let's begin aligning the three treasures. We're going to start off with the body. So we can shift our weight into one foot, step out with another. So feet are shoulder width apart. Now let's begin aligning the body. So feet are flat on the ground, facing forward. Weight is equally distributed between both feet. Noticing how that feels. Noticing your connection to the ground. And let's check in with the knees. Knees are soft, slight bend in the knees. Let's check in with the chest. Chest is open. Let's check in with the shoulders. Shoulders are relaxed down. Arms are dangled, hanging off by the sides. Palms are turned towards the body. Fingers are relaxed, can be open. Palms can be open. Fingers can be spread apart. And just noticing your fingertips. No worries if you're not able to feel them. Just bring your awareness there. And checking in. Now is a good opportunity to do some exercises to release stress and tension in the neck, in the shoulders. I will do 3 shoulder shrugs. You can follow along, or you can do whatever neck, shoulder, tension releasing exercises that work for you. So I'm going to start off with these shoulder shrugs. So you can inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. On the exhale, let the shoulders drop. You can let it off. Begin that again. Inhale. Shoulders shrug up towards the ears. Exhale. Let them drop. And let's do this one more time. Inhale. All right. If you like, you can do some neck rotations. That's 1. And I will do a couple neck rotations myself. I'm just going to allow the chin to drop to the chest. I'm just going to rotate the neck in one direction. And then I'll reverse the movement when my chin returns back to the chest. Being gentle with the neck. I'll bring the head back over the spine once I'm done with those neck rotations. So head over spine or head over heart, whatever feels good for you. And you can imagine that there's a string coming down from the sky, the ceiling, connecting to the top of your head, and it pulls you up, yet you're still relaxed, like you're hanging from the string, like you're a puppet, but relaxed, yet you're upright. So we want the spine to be upright, yet we're in a relaxed state, or a soft state more or less. And lastly, let's align the face and the head. So we can check in with the eyes. Eyes are soft, soft gaze. You can engage in eyes open or at a half gaze, or if you know the movements I'm doing, you can close your eyes and just focus on the movements, your energy. Checking in with the mouth. Mouth can be in the form of a smile, or whatever feels comfortable for you. You can check in with the tongue. Tongue can be dropped, or Even better, another suggestion I have is connecting the tongue to the roof of the mouth so it connects energy pathways in the body. So you can have the tongue connected to the back of the two front teeth. And lastly, check in with the brow and the jaw. And you can unhinge the jaw, you can soften the brow. We tend to carry a lot of tension there. All right, now that we have aligned the body, let's move into aligning the breath. So in this practice, we do what is called Dantian breathing, but it's also known as belly breathing, abdominal breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. And to demonstrate, I'll bring the left hand to the abdomen. So as we take in an inhale, a deep breath in, as the lungs fill with air, the abdomen expands. As we exhale, as the lungs empty of air, the abdomen softens. Do that one more time. So on the inhale, lungs fill and expand, and the abdomen expands, and the navel moves away from the spine. And on the exhale, the lungs empty, the navel moves close to the spine as the belly softens. Other suggestions for breathing is breathing through your nose is preferable, but if you have to breathe through your mouth because you're congested, that's no problem, just being aware that you are breathing. And lastly, if you're doing the movements and you're syncing the breath to the movements, there will be several occasions where we'll be doing exhales and we're like lowering or extending the exhale. Try that out, see how that feels. That's a way to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what helps us calm down and relax. All right, lastly, let's move into aligning the mind. I'm going to do a simple gesture of bringing the left hand up, representing the past, the right hand up, representing the future, and just noticing that, noticing what you feel in those hands. And you can even place things or events or what's been going on in your life in your hands. Just noticing that. We're going to move towards being in the present moment, being with this practice. So we're going to bring our hands close together but not touching. Those events, those moments, what's happening in the past, what's going to happen in the future. We're going to set an intention to just be here, be in the present. The present, what's happening in between those two hands. So setting this intention to just be here. That's where you have your most power, your most agency, and the ability to heal. That's what you can control. You can control the now. So we're just going to allow the hands to just flow back down, dangle by the sides. And we're going to start out this practice with full body breathing. We're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky. So fingers point up, and then we're going to exhale. Palms flow down by the sides. And we're going to restart this movement. Inhale, hands up in front of the body towards the sky. Exhale the hands down by the sides. Again, going at your own pace. Trying out what feels good for you. Honoring your body, your energy, your capacity. Let's do 2 more repetitions in this direction, then we'll reverse it. This is my last repetition in this direction, so I'll just allow the hands to flow down. And we're now going to reverse this movement. Hands will now come up by the sides. Then I'll exhale the hands down from the body. Noticing how that change of direction feels. Noticing what you feel in your hands and in your feet. are different ways we can anchor into the present moment. We can check in with our senses, or we can check in with what's happening internally if we are comfortable with that. Do what works for you. We're going to do 2 more repetitions of this movement. Noticing where your awareness is, noticing your thoughts. Coming back to the movement. And this is my final repetition. So I'll begin to transition to the next gesture. I'll do so by bringing the hands to the waist, palms turned up, fingers pointed towards each other with a little space in between. Noticing how that feels. And we're going to begin this gesture. We're going to inhale, the hands up. Flipping the palms over, exhale, allowing the hands to flow down. Restarting the movement when the hands get to about waist height. Inhale. Exhale. Noticing how that feels. And my apologies for any background noise. I do live in an apartment complex. Again, bring your awareness to your hands, the movement. Notice how it feels to have the flow. And let's do 2 more repetitions. And we're going to transition to the next movement. So what we'll do is we'll inhale the hands, palms facing up back, towards the chest, to the heart, and we'll bring our hands, fingers pointed up, close together as if they're holding a ball, just noticing that. And we're going to transition to the next movement by extending the hands out in front of the body, slight bend in the elbows, just noticing how that feels. You're still holding that ball, connecting with that, sensing that. And no worries if you don't feel anything, just bring our awareness again to the present moment, anchoring with that visualization of connecting with the ball. We're going to begin the next movement, which is a heart opening movement. So we're going to inhale, allow the hands to open up and out, looking up. Then we're going to exhale, eyes look forward, bring the hands back close together without touching. And we start the movement. Inhale, open up, feel the stretch in the chest. Exhale, bring hands back close together, looking forward. Let's do 2 more repetitions, going your own pace and speed. You can allow the hands to trail the arms in the movement. I just finished my last repetition, but I want to check back in with that concept, that idea, that visualization, connecting with the ball. So just come back to that. And you're holding the ball between 2 hands. Again, it could be any type of ball, just whatever you see in your mind's eye, or whatever you feel, whatever comes to your senses. Just being with that for just a moment before we transition to the next gesture. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the palms so they're facing the chest, turning towards the body. We're going to inhale the hands in. And as they get close but not touching, we're going to exhale, allow the hands to flow down. And we're going to swivel the palms around. So eventually turn up. We're going to inhale our hands up to shoulder height. Then we're going to flip our palms down. Exhale, allow them to flow back down towards the waist. You can even let the hands flow past the legs. Turn the palms back up. Inhale. Exhale. And noticing how that feels. There are several variations for this movement. I'm just going to I'll do 3 for tonight. I'll transition into rising and sinking right now. So next time you find your hands, palms turned down, flowing down, you can add a slight bend in the knees and the hips. Lower down on the inhale, rise back up. And you can rise back up, but not allowing your knees to lock. And when you sink down, again, just a slight bend in the knees. This is just rising and sinking. And then I'll transition to another variation. So I'll transition to where we shift the weight on the bottom of the feet forward and backwards. So next time you're inhaling the hands up, you're going to shift the weight to the front of the feet while keeping the feet flat on the ground. Exhale, shifting the weight to the back of the feet. So inhale, shift weight to the front of the feet. You can lean a little bit forward. Exhale, shifting back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Weight is in more of the heels. Do this for one more repetition. Or I'll do one more additional repetition. Then we'll move into bringing the feet together. We'll be moving side by side. So next time you're inhaling the hands up, we'll bring the left foot to the right foot. Exhale, left steps away from right. And we'll do the reverse. Inhale, right next to left. Exhale, right steps away from left. And you can keep alternating. And there are many variations to this particular variation. You can add some rising and sinking. So as you exhale the hands down, stepping out, you can sink. On the inhale, you can rise back up. Or if you'd like, you can make this more of a balance practice. And on the inhale, you can lift the leg up. And on the exhale, you can step it back down. Or you can modify that and just bring more of the weight into the toes, or more of the weight in one foot while balancing on the other. Noticing what serves you. I will do 2 more passes for each side for a total of 4 repetitions. So I have one more pass on each side. That was my final repetition. And take this opportunity to check in with yourself. Checking in with yourself is always a good idea while you're doing the movement or in between movements. Qigong is a healing practice. It's an internal art. So listening to yourself is a key component of the practice. But we'll set some time, specifically right now, just for you to listen to yourself and noticing what you feel. Noticing how you feel. Do you notice any tension anywhere? Tightness, seeing if you can soften those areas or just bring awareness and kindness and compassion to those areas. And we're going to transition into shaking, also known as spontaneous Qigong or cooking Qi. Let's move into it, let's make it happen. So you can begin, you can start by bouncing at the knees or shaking out the hands. And you can let that move throughout your entire body. Shaking is just vibrating, just moving the body so you can release energy or sometimes build up energy. Let's say you're feeling a lot of stress in the sense that feeling anxious or even angry. Shaking is a good way to move that energy around. Movement is good for being in a mobilized state. And you can shake any way you want. You can shift from one side to another. You can do some of the wag the dog where you're shifting hips. You can shake out your legs. Do what feels good for you. And one thing we like to do during this Qigong practice presented by Choreograph and Valley Qigong is something called blithering breaths. It's when we release stress or noise in a vocal fashion. And yeah, do what feels good for you. You can participate. We just taking a deep breath on the inhale and exhale, what feels good. Could be a sigh, could be a yawn, could be any type of noise or sounds that feel good in the moment. We'll do 3 blithering breaths for this practice. So anytime I say inhale, you can take in a deep breath, and on the exhale, let out a sound that feels good for you. I'm going to do sighs. Let's begin. Inhale. Do 2 more. Inhale. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. All right. So we've got a minute left to finish up this practice. Have a choreograph routine for shaking. What we like to do is bring the hands out, shake it out. Bring the hands up over the head. Bring the hands out from the body. Bring the hands behind the body. And if you like, you can have the fingers facing down, connecting with the earth, the ground, or if you like, add a slight bend, get closer to the ground. You can rise back up, you can shake however you like, maybe that high vibration shake, or just slowing it down. And we're gonna bring this shaking to a close in about 20 seconds. So you can take your time and begin to just slow that down. And if you're able, you can come to stillness. But if you're not able to come to stillness, swaying or rocking is a good thing to do. always a good alternative. What we're trying to do is take this opportunity to just be. Again, if you're comfortable and able, you can tune in to the tingling, the sensations, to the energy you've been moving around. If you're not able to do that, turning to your senses, noticing your environment, checking in with sight, sound, taste, touch. That is good to do too. Always coming back to the principle about being in the present moment and listening to ourselves. And if you like, you can bring your hands to your body, your torso, or anywhere that needs any healing. Do what feels good for you. Just bring the left hand to the heart, right hand to the abdomen. Both these areas are Dantian centers, energy centers in Qigong. When you're all set, you just allow the hands to release if they're on the body. They can nail down from the side. We'll move into the second half of our practice. We can do some tapping, then continue into some energy moving gestures. Then we'll do some flowing movements and standing meditation. So let's do some tapping, and we'll begin just gently tapping softly in the chest. Start to sternum move out. And if you find tapping brings up stuff, you can alternatively use massaging instead of tapping. You can just massage whatever area I happen to be tapping. Both are good, depending on how you feel about them. Do what works for you. And what I'm going to do is transition into tapping down the arms. I'm going to extend the right hand out. I'm going to start up at the top of the neck, the shoulder, just going down the inner arm of the right hand and going up the outer arm of the right hand. I'm going to do this 2 more times for a total of 3 times. And let's transition to the left hand. Extend the left hand out, palm facing up. And with the right hand, I'll tap down the inner of the left arm. And tap up the outer of the left arm. And I'll do that 2 more times. As always, go at your own pace and speed. Alright, and just noticing how that feels. Alright, we'll just tap the legs and then we'll transition to the next set of exercises. So what we'll do is we'll start tapping by the side, by the waist. Just noticing how that feels. And then we'll make our hands into soft fists. Start tapping lower back. And we can turn our palms facing the lower legs and just tap down the lower legs, the back of the lower legs. And then tapping the front of the feet, tapping up the inner legs. And we're going to do this 2 more times. Bring your hands to the back, tap down the back of the legs. Tapping up the inner legs. We'll do this 1 more time. Alright. We'll do transition from tapping, that was the tapping portion of the Qigong class. We'll move into some gestures that warm up the spine and also release energy. One of my favorites happens to be knocking on the temple gong, also known as knocking on the temple bell, or knocking on the heavenly door. Lots of names and looks very similar to empty coat sleeves in yoga. So we begin with our hands relaxed, dangling down by the sides. When you're ready, we're just going to turn at our spine, at our core. Turning left and right. Imagining the head is on a swivel. Arms are just relaxed and flowing, following the movement of the body. And when you're ready and able, you can bring the hands to the body, tapping the body gently. Front hand taps the lower abdomen, back hand taps the lower back. And you can find a stance that works for you. You can widen your stance. You just remain upright. And just imagine your head is on a swivel. Your hands just flowing and tapping. I'm going to keep this gesture simple because there's many other parts of the body we can tap, but I'm going to move in two waterways. So in just a moment, we're just going to let our hands release from the body. And then we're just going to imagine our hands are paddles and they're moving through the current of water in a river or an ocean. But we're standing, wading in water, and the hands are now moving through water. So we just slow down and just imagine that there's currents, there's water going all around you. Your hands are moving through it, they're feeling it, they're sensing it. How does that feel? Exploring that dimension. We'll do this for 2 more passes for each side. And I'll just finish this up. You can bring the hands, now relax, ending that waterways practice. And our hands are just relaxed down by the sides, just noticing how that feels. And we're going to move into hip rotations. And what you can do is bring your hands, thumbs in the notch in the lower back, and we can begin to rotate the hips out, circle around, in, just noticing how that feels, remaining upright. And we'll do 4 rotations in one direction, and then we'll reverse it. Keeping the feet flat on the ground. Rotating the hips. Now 2 more rotations to go in this direction. Just noticing how this feels. Being kind and gentle with yourself. Alright, and when you're all set, just returning to the center. Turning upright, head over spine. Feet underneath the shoulders. Just noticing how you feel right now. And we'll transition to another exercise. Let's warm up the wrists. And we can interlace the fingers and just swiveling the wrists. just taking care of our body. Alright. Now that we've done that, we can just allow our hands to flow down. We'll move into some flowing movements. And if you like, before we move into the flowing movements, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Just checking in with those areas of your body and just noticing how that feels. Again, purpose of Qigong is an internal art to listen to yourself, to bring about healing, check in with your energy, connect with yourself. So let's begin moving to the next gesture. Let's start off with opening chest, and I'll do a variation of that movement. So we're going to inhale, the hands up from the body to shoulder height. We're going to continue to inhale, opening up the chest. We're going to exhale, bring the hands back from the body, and continue to exhale, allow the hands to flow back down. So inhale up, inhale up, exhale, bring the hands back in, exhale, allow the hands to flow back down. You go at your own pace and speed, and you have the movement down. Let's do this for 3 more repetitions, again at your own pace and speed. I have 1 more repetition to do on my end. Alright, noticing how that feels, noticing what you sense. And we'll move into the next gesture. We'll just take just a brief moment before we transition, because we just use these opportunities to just slow down and to listen, to just being, not worrying about what we have to do. What I'm going to do is transition into palm tree, and we're going to begin preparing to do palm tree by shifting weight into the right foot, and then shifting weight into the left foot, and we're going to keep alternating. And when you're ready, we're just going to add a turn. So when you're turning towards the right, just turn it away, so looking to the right. When you're turning to the left, so you shift your weight to the right, turn to the right. Shifting to the left, turn to the left. Noticing how that feels. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands up. Flow. Just imagine that you are a tree being blown by the wind, but you are flexible, so you move with the wind. Might have been inspired to do this movement for the recent windstorm we just had in Connecticut. And again, this is your movement. Bring your awareness into your hands, your feet, noticing the shifting of weights, noticing how your hands flow, following a breathing pattern that works for you. And we're going to do 2 more passes for each side. And when you find yourself returning to the left side, you can just allow your hands to just flow down. Palms facing towards the body. Feet flat on the ground. And noticing how the weight is distributed right now. Checking in with your toes. No worries you don't feel your toes, just bring your awareness there. It allows us to be in the present moment. Or checking in with the back of your neck, maybe you notice or sense something there. Or checking in with your brow, what do you notice there? Just guiding yourself back to the now and just noticing how you feel and what you feel. And we're going to transition to another movement I don't do too often, but feel like it's calling to me in this moment. And we can do it a couple ways, but I will do it where I will take the right foot and step it out. The left foot will be behind, like on railroad tracks. And I can do it, or I will do it with some shifting back and forth, but you can do it with feet flat on the ground, parallel, or even seated. It's an offering and gathering exercise. So we're going to bring the hands to about solar plexus, slightly above weight height. And we're going to exhale, we're going to extend the hands out diagonally from the body to the right side, but still in line with the feet. And then we're going to inhale, take in, and wash it all over ourselves. Allow the hands to flow down from the body, shifting back. Exhale, shifting forward. Inhale, shift back. Gathering, washing this over yourself. Exhale, offer, shift forward. Inhale, gather. Exhale. You can even reverse the breathing pattern. You can exhale the hands out forward. Inhale, draw the hands in, turning palms towards yourself as they flow down from the body. Whatever feels good for you. We'll do this 2 more times from this side. Doing your best to just remain upright. Now I'll bring in the right foot, and I'll step out with the left foot. And with this gesture, shifting forward, drawing the hands up and over, taking in, so offer the hands out, inhale, take in. And you can shift forward on the offer, shift back on taking in. Just noticing how this feels for you. Let's do 2 more repetitions on this side. Alright. And just checking in with yourself. If you'd like, you can bring the hands to the abdomen, or one hand. I'll bring the left hand to the heart, one hand to the abdomen. Just take this moment to take in deep breaths and sigh on the exhale. I'll do a couple of those. Sighing is a great way to reset the nervous system, And again, reset and check back in with the present moment. So taking a deep breath. When I say inhale, taking a deep breath. On the exhale, just sigh. Do that one more time. Inhale. All right. Let's transition to another gesture. You can do cloud hands, because I have not done that in a moment in this particular class. So let's begin. Shifting weight, left to right. Just noticing how that feels. And let's shift our weight to the right foot. We're going to bring up the right hand to the waist, palm facing down. We're going to bring up the left hand. Palm facing towards ourselves, could be eye height, chest height, whatever feels good for you. Just going to imagine our hands are clouds. This is known as cloud hands. Cloudy hands comes from Tai Chi. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn at the waist, shift the weight back to the left side. And the hands follow the turning of the waist. And when we make it all the way to the left side, we're going to switch the position of the hands. Right hand comes up, left hand drops down. And we're going to turn at the waist, sit back towards the right. And we're going to keep alternating the movement. And noticing where your awareness is. Again, your hands are clouds. Or you can even imagine the bottom hand is just tracing over a lake, or it's the shadow of a cloud. How do you feel with your hands just moving, flowing like clouds? One hand just going over sky. Noticing where your awareness is in this moment. Again, modifying the movement for your liking. Honoring yourself. Honoring your body. Do 2 more passes for each side. And we'll end when we're returning to the right side. Allowing the hands to just flow down, drop down. And how much time do we have? About 8 minutes left. That's time for a few more gestures. And we'll do gestures that just allow us to slow down and transition to the end of this class. So thanks again for paying attention, for being here, for being present to yourself, to your energy, to your connection to all that is inside of you and around you. Qigong is an internal art and about enhancing our ability to connect. So let's do a couple more gestures to finish this practice. One gesture we can do is a gesture from the 8 bouquets. We can, this is the eagle opening the wings. So we're bringing our hands in front of the body. Hands, palms facing towards ourselves, about waist height. to inhale, open the hands out, and we'll turn towards the left. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, open the hands out, turn towards the right. Inhale, hands come back in, palms facing. Exhale, turn towards the left. Palms face out. Inhale. Exhale. You're just turning, not to bring about strain in your neck. But to feel like you're just an eagle who's perched on a tree just looking around. So inhale, bring the hands towards center. Exhale, look out. Let's do this 2 more times. 2 more repetitions. And just bring the hands back into our center. And just allow the hands to flow down. Got a couple more simple gestures for you. Do a gesture for protection. So we're going to inhale, just cross the wrists, front of the chest. Exhale, palms turn out and press down. So inhale, cross the wrists. Exhale, turn the palms out and press down. Let's do this 2 more times. Noticing how you feel after that. And we have time to do a quick standing meditation before we close class. And the standing meditation I'll do is to make the diamond symbol in front of the heart. And we're just going to hold this position, shoulders dropped. You can drop your elbows a bit, but keeping the hands in the diamond shape in front of the chest to connect to that heart energy and focus that energy this moment. So we'll do this for 1 minute, just holding this. Bring your awareness to the heart center, the middle dantian. And we'll connect here. And just bring your awareness, attention, and intention to having the energy serving you right now. And we'll just hold this posture for another 45 seconds. Shoulders are dropped. Noticing it connects with the ground. And we're almost set, 10 more seconds to go. Allow our hands, palms facing down, just flow down. And we're going to close this practice with some clearings. So with the palms, especially turned out, we're going to inhale, turn the palms up towards the sky. We're going to bring our left foot next to our right foot. And with our hands make it up over our head, we're going to turn the palms and exhale, allow the hands to flow down. We're going to take in whatever we need from that class, whatever we need in this moment to support ourselves. We're going to do 2 more of those movements without moving the legs. So palms face up. Inhale, hands up towards the sky. Exhale. Palms flow down from the body. Taking in whatever would serve you right now. Alright, you can completely close this class, and in this moment I will not be marrying you. So I'm going to bring up my own right hand in the form of a soft fist. And this will represent yang energy, and yang represents action, and represents the sun, among many other things. I'm going to bring up my left hand, palm open, facing up, and this hand will represent yin energy, which represents the earth, the moon, relaxation, and again, so many more things. I'm going to bring the left hand over the right hand as we bring both hands to the center. And now let's take this opportunity to bow for ourselves for engaging in this ancient energy and mindfulness practice, for taking care of ourselves, for connecting with ourselves. And I thank you for allowing me to be your facilitator. Hope this practice has served you in your ability to connect, heal, and live in the present moment. Also want to thank Choreograph, Valley Qigong, Dan and John. So many people who have helped me along this journey. And as always, I wish you well. May you live well. Till next time, take care.